The best coaches know how to give constructive feedback, okay? Not criticism, but feedback. And what I'm going to teach you today is how to be able to give feedback in an effective way so that your clients feel like they're supported, so that they feel like inspired to be able to follow your lead as a coach. What you want to do is you want to create a safe and supportive environment for your clients so that they feel comfortable receiving feedback first and foremost. So you may want to set some standards in your coaching and say like, hey, look, I am focused on getting you results. Sometimes some things will show up that will feel uncomfortable, but know that I am in your corner. Okay, so when things get a little bit challenging for your client, they're not going to feel like you're going against them, that you're actually supporting them. And obviously you have to do that. Like you can't say it and not follow through in it. It's really about supporting your client to be able to get to whatever that goal is that they desire in their life. And sometimes it will be challenging. So giving your client a realistic heads up about what could come into play, but just reassure them that you are there to create a safe space and a supportive journey along the way. Okay. So it comes from a place of care and it's in their best interest. Next, you want to be specific about what your client did well and what they need improvement with. Okay. So you want to use concrete examples and you really want to avoid generalizations. So if your client didn't show up to achieve a goal and you set out a challenge for them to do that by the next session, then you could say, hey, I know that we talked about you implementing or taking action and having it done by Tuesday. And my feedback for you is that on Tuesday, I would have liked to have seen that you have implemented throughout the week so that you can grow throughout the week in between our sessions, right? Rather than generalizing and saying, you never do anything that I support you in doing, okay? A lot of the time, somebody may be struggling with something and you're there as a coach to support rather than criticize, okay? So you want to be specific so that way your client knows that you're not generally just giving them a hard time, that you're actually specifically wanting them to be able to take action and supporting them to take action in a specific area, okay? This is really great coaching to be able to do this. You also want to focus on their behavior instead of their actual personality, because if you, let's say, in a way are giving feedback on their actual personality as a person, they can take it quite personally, because it's part of their identity. But if we look at the behavior, which is very effective coaching, behavior change, then we can make improvement. This is something that is more actionable and it's less likely to feel like a personal attack for your clients. You can also use what we call in coaching the sandwich technique. And the sandwich technique essentially involves you as the coach starting off with a positive comment. Hey, I really love the way that you show up in each session, that you always take notes, and I love that you are open to listening to feedback. And then you can provide constructive feedback in the middle. So you could say, the one thing I'm noticing that you're not showing up in is, let's say for them, it's sending through the confirmation or evidence of your actions this week, or I'm noticing that you keep resisting against a certain thing, and my feedback would be that if the sooner you step into that, the sooner you're going to see results. Okay, and then you would then end it with something positive. And what I really love is that you have grown so much over the last 6 sessions that we've worked together. So see how you got positive feedback in the middle, constructive feedback, then you have another positive again. We call this the sandwich technique. Okay, so it doesn't feel like you're coming down on them and they're always doing the wrong thing, right? So this is very much based off improving, focusing on where you're good or your clients are good, and then just reinforcing that so that they know, hey, I've been able to do some great things. This is just something that I'm resistant towards. Let me see how I can navigate this, or maybe I'll stop procrastinating and step in and give this a go. Okay, you're teaching your clients to be proactive. You're teaching them to not stay in the negative, but focus on the positive at times too when you do this sandwich technique, which is really cool. You also want to practice active listening. Again and again, you keep hearing me say this. This is to really reflect back to your clients that you understand where they're at. And this is just another way for them to be more open to you giving feedback. And then the last thing you could do is you want to follow up with your clients after giving feedback to really check in on their progress. This shows that you're actually invested in their success, that you're not just there, just giving them a tough and rough, encouragement all the time, that you're actually there wanting them to win. Okay. But obviously they've got to want to win it more than you. You are the strength in the beginning, supporting them and encouraging them along the way. But the goal is for them to be able to have their own strong legs to walk on, rather than always having to rely on you as a coach. Okay. This can build resentment. And I'll speak about this a little bit later on, like how to really frame it so that we're letting our clients be who they're meant to be in this process, rather than always getting them to lean on us, right? It's not effective coaching if that's the case, because they've got to keep coming back. And, years of clients coming back to you shows that you're not really getting the results that they want. Yes, people want to keep working with you for a while, but if they're continuing to have to work with you over and over again, it shows they haven't grown strong enough legs to go out there on their own. I usually work with my clients for 3 to 6 months at most, and they're out there, doing their thing and leveling up, maybe working with another mentor that is focused on advanced things, whatever it may be. We all have a need to have a coach that's playing at a high level to support us on our journey, for sure. So you can also use that feedback to refine your coaching approach as well. So it's good to be able to check in with your clients and ask, hey, do you have any feedback for me as a coach at the end, after you've worked with them? Obviously not straight away, but you might want to check in and see, do you have any feedback for me on how I can better support you? Okay, so that's a really great way to give feedback. And also at the end here, like I mentioned, receiving some feedback too.